Hey friends, it's Lauren from Rustic Honey, and today I invite you along on a slow summer morning here at our Century Farmhouse. I am going to throw together some breakfast, and we're just going to talk all things summer. We are in full summer mode now here at our house. Our kids are out of school, and the weather has been gorgeous, so we've been enjoying some slower mornings, which of course, as some of you may know, we also welcomed a new baby in the last a couple weeks. She's 3 weeks old now as I'm filming this. And so we're just kind of finding our new groove as we're getting into summer with 4 kids here underfoot. And it's been good so far. There's been some hard days where I feel like we're just not getting a good routine down, but for the most part, I can't complain. Life is pretty good. I am going to make some one-armed pancakes this morning because little Miss is already a little spoiled, and I don't mind. I'm kind of spoiling her. I know I am, but I don't mind. I love all the baby snuggles, and I'm just trying to enjoy this season as much as possible. Now, as far as these pancakes are concerned, I will leave the recipe down in the description box below. I believe I've shared this recipe at some point in another video, but these are my tried and true pancake recipe. I also use this for waffles, and they just turn out so good every time. And I'm guessing it's because there's an entire stick of butter in the batter. That's always a good hint that this is going to be a great recipe. At this point, I think I've made this recipe so many times, I don't really have to look at the recipe anymore. And my family gets on a kick where we make these probably every weekend, but we also lately have been enjoying a lot of our freezer meals. If you guys watched that video, we made English muffins, we made breakfast burritos. I made a lot of breakfast items and I stuck those in the freezer, and those came in handy. I need to make another round of the energy bites I shared with you guys because those are the handiest one-armed snack for a mama in the morning. When you're starving and you're trying to just get something in your body while you feed the children, I've got to make some more of those because I feel like this first couple weeks I've neglected my own nutrition probably a little bit. So those are definitely on my list to make again soon. Let me know in the comments below if you'd be interested in a video with some more snacks. I was thinking I want to do a make ahead snack video now that my kids are home because they love snacks, I love snacks, and they're kind of a necessity during summer. Okay, the one-armed pancakes were not the prettiest pancakes, but I'm telling you that this recipe is delicious. In fact, they're so delicious that we start eating them before they even make it to the table. My kids will come and take them, and I even love just pulling them apart as I'm making pancakes and eating one while I cook. No one has to know about this. The cook gets the first taste test. But anyway, they're so good that they don't even really need syrup. I mean, I obviously put syrup on them later on, but they're good. You'll have to give them a try. So it is so beautiful outside. I thought I would take a moment to clean off this table. This is a never-ending chore at our house, but we just live on our back porch. We often say it is our favorite room in our entire house. We have a very long porch and it's really wide and it's completely covered. So whether it's sunny or rainy, we enjoy this room all spring and summer and fall long. Even in the winter, there are days that we enjoy having this back porch. So I'm going to clean off the table here and the kids are going to enjoy their breakfast out here. And then, of course, I'm going to eat a one-armed breakfast. In this video, I swear it looks like I do nothing but hold little Ruth, which I do hold her a lot, but I promise I do put her down at times as well. All right, now that everyone's bellies are full, my kids are playing happily in the backyard, and I thought I would take a minute to get into a devotional. I was gifted this one from a friend. It's gospel-centered motherhood. I apologize for the poor video here. It was focused on the puppies here in the background instead of my book. I love the Daily Grace Co. devotionals. They're a really easy read and they're usually really affordable. They have great sales on their website, so I often will stock up when they have one of those, and I just really enjoy them. They always have a good message inside. So if you're looking for a devotional, maybe if you're like me and you're short on time, but you really need to just dive in a little bit each day, this is a great one for you. Again, this is not sponsored in any way, but I will link their website down below. That is one habit that I'm trying to get back into as often as possible. It's not really a daily thing for me right now. Unfortunately, I've really got to work on that. But what is daily, of course, are the dishes and the laundry and the things that are just begging for my attention. I am trying to take full advantage of the little pockets of time that present themselves to me. I had bought this little water test kit months, probably months ago at this point, and it's just been sitting here. It's like a 2-second test, but I just didn't have time to open the box and read the instructions, and I think you know what I mean. But I had bought this after I had listened to a podcast about water. I'd just been trying to learn more about the acidity or the alkaline in our water, and so I was just curious. We have well water here on our farm, and I was just kind of curious if our well water would hold up to these tests. And it did. I was very pleasantly surprised, honestly, because I've been thinking about getting a different kind of filter. But anyway, I just thought I would share that with you guys. And if that's of any interest, I will link the podcast I listened to below. It is very long, so you might have to break it up, but it's very informative too. So I'll also link the water test kit that he suggested in the podcast. So I'm just looking for ways to always increase our health, of course. And so one of those things that we really swear by is growing our own food in the summertime. So we've planted a lot of tomatoes, onions. You can see them planting more corn here. We've got tomatoes in the back of the garden, and cucumbers are already growing up in vines. So we are just really excited to dive into some summer meals from our garden soon. Now, if there's one thing about living in a farmhouse and the country living lifestyle that people probably don't talk about, is there's lots of bugs. And this year it seems that flies are just thriving. On our back porch, we have ceiling fans, which really do help keep them away, but I feel like they're worse this year. I don't know if you're in the Missouri area, but let me know if it seems that way to you too. I don't know. But I thought I was Googling some different things that we could try to do, some natural remedies, and I came across this spray with water, witch hazel, and then you could throw in some essential oils, and they gave a few suggestions. A couple of the ones that I used were lavender and peppermint, and I just gave it a spray. It said to spray it around your doorways so that you would kind of keep them away as you open the doors, which if you guys have kids, please tell me I'm not the only one who's like, shut the back door all day, every day. I'm hollering at the kids to shut the door. So anyway, we sprayed this, and update on this. I feel like it worked pretty well. For a short amount of time. So if you're just having a party and you want to spray the back porch, it wasn't too bad. And it smelled really nice, actually. It was like, I think I used 15 drops of lavender and like 5 to 10 drops of peppermint. And it wasn't bad at all. I'll try to link this below too, what I did. But if you have a homemade remedy that you feel like lasts a little bit longer, definitely hit me up in the comments below. I would love all of your tips. Now, another little project that I have to tackle today in the little pockets of time is to go through this shoebox, bench, whatever you want to call it, that we keep in our mudroom. All of our kids' shoes go in it. It's filthy, and honestly, it's just overflowing now that school's out. There's shoes in here that don't fit. There's shoes in here that I honestly had to throw away because they were so well worn. My kids, I hardly can even donate my kids' shoes by the time they're done with them because they just wear them out here on the farm. And that's okay. I guess it's money well invested because they are torn to shreds by the time we get through them. So anyway, I wanted to take a couple extra minutes to go through this shoe bench and just tidy it up. I have so many little 10 to 20 minute projects like this around my house. So I felt like I had to make a list and then prioritize what was driving me nuts most, because otherwise these little pockets of time present themselves and I don't know what to start on first. So this was something I had to tackle, and it feels so much better in here. Now my kids they can't complain about not being able to find their shoes. They're all in one spot. Excuse me while I pick up the Nerf gun bullets and scrub my wall as well, because there's just dirt everywhere and Nerf gun bullets are plentiful. Here, mudrooms are actually full of mud. I don't know what the internet told you about farmhouses, but white trim's not exactly the best thing to go with when you actually live in a real farmhouse, but we do our best. All right, I have had such a sweet tooth lately. You guys know this, so I had to cook up some cookies. I did not do the prep work in this video, but I will share that recipe with you down below. They're the easiest, quickest cookies to throw together. Also, on busy baseball nights, as a lot of our nights are here right now, we're eating up those freezer meals I showed you recently. These are the Philly cheesesteak sliders, and I'm going to tell you, I got to put these on my blog. They turned out so good. The video is not going to do it justice here in this horrible lighting, but They didn't get soggy. They were like just nice and caramelized around the outside. Oh, they were so good. I'm so glad I had 2 pans of those. I think I'm going to do another round of those and maybe do a couple different variations and keep them in the freezer, because in the summer we have a lot of impromptu gatherings on our back porch where friends will end up in our house and we need something quick to eat for dinner. So those would be fantastic to be able to pull out, throw in the oven, and have dinner ready for a crowd in a short amount of time. Now I'm going to head to our front porch and add some patriotic touches. Another project I'd been wanting to tackle for a while. And again, I had a nice little 20-minute pocket of time. And as you might notice from what I'm wearing, this is a different day of the week. So I didn't do all of this in one day. We are definitely just trying to slow down a little bit this summer. And like you saw, linger on the back porch a little longer with a cup of coffee, let the kids run around, work in the garden, get dirty in the backyard. We're really just trying to take our time and slow down a little bit, or I guess I am trying to take my time and slow down as much as possible this summer. When I do want to tackle little projects like this that bring joy to me, I will make a list of the things I would like to do, those little 10 to 20-minute projects. And then during nap time, while the baby's resting, I just try to go tackle the things that are on the list. Otherwise, I feel like I spin my wheels a lot and I sit around thinking about all the things that I need to do, and then I can't enjoy those slow moments. So that's kind of what I do, because I like to get a lot of things done. I like to scratch things off the list, and that's not exactly how you need to approach trying to live more slowly. If you want to try to live more slowly in moments like this, let your 4-year-old help when she really wants to help. You can see my impatience all over my body language, but I'm doing my best here to just slow down. I had no reason to hurry, and letting her help was all part of the process. Now, while we're sprucing up the porches, I wanted to get some patriotic decor on our back porch too, so we can fully enjoy it this summer. And don't judge me, I still had the carrot hanging up from Easter, but this little bird had built a nest in it and she had laid eggs in it. And so I left it there thinking that she would, hatch those eggs, and I didn't want to move them. I felt bad. But I guess she never ended up coming back to her nest, and I'm assuming something else came and ate her eggs. I don't know. Anyway, it was empty when I found it, and I put the little nest in the tree so that maybe another little bird can find it. Did you notice in that last clip how I was climbing on a chair to put the flag up, and monkey see, monkey do? My daughter was also trying to climb chairs in the background. Oh, it's just, motherhood is not for the faint of heart, let me tell you. I have this cute little planter that I often use for a centerpiece on our back table. A lot of times I'll put little mason jars in it and then go cut like the fresh daylilies around our farm and put those in there. But I really just wanted to put the faux flowers in there for now with a flag and just make it look nice and patriotic. That way I don't have to change it out again, and I don't have to rethink about it later on when the flowers die. So that's what I decided to do today. And as you saw, it was not working out with the bigger flag. It had a broken stem, and so it wouldn't stick in there just right. So I pulled out the smaller ones, and I really like how this turned out. Although I will tell you, at this point, my daughter has already pulled the flags out and has been playing with them. So it looked cute for a day. My kids are off playing with my husband at the moment, and so I thought I'd surprise them with one of their favorite snacks when they come back, which is kettle corn. And we have a whirly pop, which we swear by. As you can see in this video, our whirly pop is well loved. Our family loves popcorn, and I thought tonight it would be fun if we watched a movie on the back deck and had some popcorn ready to go. So we'll see how that goes, but either way, I will have a fun snack when the kids return. So to make the kettle corn, I just do the normal ratio of oil and popcorn, but then throw in a 1/4 cup of sugar as you're cranking it, and it creates a little bit of that sweet and salty factor, and it also gives the popcorn a really nice coating of like a crunchy coating with the sugar. I mean, it's homemade kettle corn. It's delicious. So I'm making 2 different batches, and I couldn't remember if the recipe said to let the first kernels pop and then throw in the sugar, or to do the sugar right away from the beginning. So I did 2 different batches, and I'll say my favorite one was the one where I threw in the sugar in the very beginning and let it sit in there a little longer. As you can see, it forms like one big popcorn ball, and then it kind of, don't touch it right away because it's super hot, but let it cool for a minute, and then it all breaks apart and you can salt it again on the other side. It is so delicious, and my kids devour it every time. It's another one that's good to make ahead too, and you can store it in a Ziploc bag for a day or 2. Well, I'm so glad you joined me today. I hope you enjoyed slowing down with us. Definitely leave me a comment below. I love chatting with you guys there. If you're new here, I would love it if you'd subscribe so we can hang out again soon. And I hope you have an amazing slow summer.